Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I wanted to hop on to here to greet everyone quickly, as I know some of my videos have been very long. The videos that I've been recording, I think perhaps the last 6 or 7 videos have been a 40-minute straight video. And I think the attention span of everybody might be a little bit different. So I wanted to come onto here to casually send out, I guess, a quick, energetic goodbye, as the energy that I project in this very moment in time is the energy frequency of God in itself. And the energetic frequency of God in any given moment in time is also the energetic frequency that you encompass in any given moment in time. As ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't yet awakened to the truth of reality, if you haven't yet awakened to the truth of who you are at any given moment in time, in any given level of energetic frequency that you encompass and that you possess, the greatest truths of all truths that I could ever tell you, that I could ever share with you, and that you could ever come to a realization of, is that you are God and that you are a God's consciousness within yourself, and that you make up the entirety within who you are, a God's consciousness that is so great and so grand, and that you've only been sitting in a side point perspective for the fractal lifetime that you are living within this given moment. And as I sit here and speak of truths into your headset, into your phone, into your chosen mode of ingesting this video, you will also come to this realization. And even if you don't, this realization can never leave you, as truths will never be able to escape your being and who you are, as this truth that I tell is at an intrinsic level of all that you are in any given moment in time. As you've chosen to experience the three-dimensional reality on Mother Gaia, as you've chosen and decided to experience all that you encompass of the darkness in this moment in time, as you've chosen to step into an energy of disbelief, as you've chosen to step into an energy of fractaling out into a dimensional frequency that has caused much amnesia within your energetic field in any given moment in time and in this specific given moment within your lifetime. This amnesia is set to fade within an ascension energy that is creeping up on our society. And as this amnesia fades on all levels within a collective that is so unsuspecting, and as a part of all of its consciousness on all levels, as this amnesia and this energetic frequency begins to fade into the ethers of what was, as the energy of what is begins to creep up on a society that is so unsuspecting, and on a society that have been so torturously sitting in the energies of what was, experiencing an energetic frequency and an energy of what shall never leave us as an entirety of a whole. As you, my friend, agreed to traverse this energetic frequency to bring home the lessons of all lessons that you will ever bring home in any moment in time. As you, my friend, at the end of the day and within any given moment in time, are a part of a God's frequency that is so great and so grand that it shall never lose you. And as I hop onto here for this quick message, to deliver to you the truth of who you are, what you are, who we are on a collective level, and who we have always been on a collective level, you will come to this realization that as you sit here and listen to my frequency and encompass my energetic frequency in this very moment in time, and hop into the level of frequency that I sit in for this specific moment in time, you will begin to open up portals within your soul's blueprints that will open up a flood of white light frequency that will wash over you in this given moment in time, and in the moments in time to succeed this given moment in time. And as this frequency begins to encompass you, to engulf you, and to take over every single fiber of your being, every single cellular structure of who you are. Your oversoul will begin to awaken you in ways that will allow you to remember who you truly are, what you truly are on any given moment in time, and what has never left you within a time so steeped in the structure of forgetfulness, if time was really a thing. And within this given moment in time, as we lock eyes and as I deliver this message into your phone, into your headset, into your TV set, I would like to once and for all say to you that you've got this. You've got this since the beginning of a time, of no tomorrows. You've got this since the beginning of your destiny, of your awakening, of all that you are, of this projected path within this humanoid lifespan. And as beginnings are great and beginnings are grand, the ending of all that it is, all that you are, all that I am, and all that we shall ever be will slowly begin to creep up upon us as the greatest and grandest beginning that you shall ever envision and you could ever imagine to be true, within a frequency so dense, within the three-dimensional frequency of Mother Gaia. And as you come to this realization of all that you are as a God frequency within yourself, you will begin to experience the greatest and grandest beginning of your soul's journey, of a soul's journey that has encompassed the darkness within all that you are. All that you shall never be will become a story of the past, as all that you have ever been will step forward into all that you are in this very moment in time. As ladies and gentlemen, you encompass in the entirety of the consciousness that you are in this very moment in time, an energetic frequency of a God's consciousness that is so great and so grand that has never left you since the beginning of a time so arduous, since you fractaled out into the quantum verse of all quantum verses, into our quantum verse, into our reality field. And as we lock eyes in this very moment in time, my energetic field will lock in with your energetic field as my energetic field reaches out into the quantum verse of all that it is, all that you are, and all that has never left us since the beginning of a time that we both fractaled out as a singularity, as a whole, of a consciousness so great and so grand that has never left us since the beginning of time. You've only been sitting in an energy of separation. We will come to this one final realization within this video, that as you begin to awaken to the energies of what is, the energies of what was will slowly wash away your soul. On the deepest and grandest levels of all souls will begin to awaken to your destiny, to your mission, to the light workers that are sitting in your seats listening to this projection of an energetic field that I encompass. You are ever so welcomed into a mission that you have been carrying through this whole entire lifetime of yours, through this whole entire lifespan of yours. And as I know, all light workers, as they begin to awaken into their destiny, into all that they are, into all that has never left them, they will come across my content. As they, as an entirety of the whole, followed me here, as an entirety of the whole, as we followed each other into the three-dimensional frequency that is so dense, they will begin to remember and come to a memory of all of our past adventures that we've ever traversed in, that we've ever encountered, that we've ever had the pleasure of bringing home lessons within the middle of a night that is so dark. As we, on every single level of a projected whole, have made our way into the light of what is, into a point of a God's consciousness that is so high in frequency, as you've traversed this quantum verse with me, all the way up to the top of what is, to a God's frequency of the angelic realm. And as we know each other in ways that you shall never imagine and you can never envision in this moment in time, you will begin to activate your memories of all of the destinations, of all of the frequencies, of all of the trajected memories that you could have ever encompassed and that you could ever encompass in this moment in time, you and I have been on the greatest adventure that you can ever fathom. And in this moment in time, you may not remember. But as you begin to activate your memories of what is, my face will creep up into your energetic field. My face has been a part of your energetic field since the beginning of time, as we've traversed this quantum verse together in ways that have brought you to the highest of the highs, to the lowest of the lows, to the highest peak at the mountaintop, and to the brightest frequency that you can ever envision within the angelic realm, to the lowest darkness of the trenches of what is, what was, and what shall never be, and what shall always be, the depths of our soul that we agreed to traverse together on a level of all levels, in a singular moment of braveness, in a singular moment that encompasses all that we are and all that we're not, and in a moment when we decided to fractal out parts of our consciousness together into the ethers of what is, to experience life, to experience death, to experience reincarnations, to experience all different levels of an energetic field so steeped in all that we are and all that we shall never be. As we decided to do this together, and as we've decided to fractal into this reality field together for the greatest and grandest adventure that we've ever been on, that has ever started within this quantum verse of ours, if there is ever a beginning to any energetic frequency that I speak of and that we encompass, this is the greatest and grandest beginning of all beginnings. And as you begin to one by one wake up to the frequencies of what is, what was will soon begin to fade into the ethers of what is. And as these memories begin to activate within you, you and I, as we lock eyes, will become one, will become whole. We'll come to a realization of all of the lessons that we've ever learned together on a unity consciousness level of all levels, within the only level that ever exists within our quantum verse. And as we lock eyes and we come to the realization that we are one, and that you and I have been through the greatest and grandest adventures that we can ever fathom as a singularity of an energetic frequency of that in which we are, and of that in which has never left us. We will come to a realization in a point of all points, in a point of no points, in a point of no tomorrow, in a point of forever tomorrows, as we project our energetic frequency into the angelic realm as an entirety of the whole, of a consciousness so great and so grand, of a consciousness, of a portion of a consciousness that has made it up into a point of the light that is so bright, that has decided to descend down, back down into the darkness, into the three-dimensional frequency of what is, to retract parts of our consciousness back home. Together, we will walk the most amazing path of all paths as light workers, as a conglomerated whole of what is. And together, as you awaken to your destinies one by one, we will band together as a force to be reckoned with, as a force that the darkness cannot defeat. As the darkness was never a threat to begin with. And as you step into the entirety of what you are and who you are, you will come to this realization that we are strong, that we are stronger together, that we are one, that the purity and the wholeness of what we are has never left us, even as you stay here in a state of separation. And the purity of the wholeness of what you are, what I am, and what we are is the purity of the wholeness that will bring us home once more into a unity consciousness so great and so grand that has never left us since the beginning of a time that we decided to fractal out into the greatest and grandest adventure within this quantum realm. And that, ladies and gentlemen, we're here now in a time of much needed ascension energies, in a physicality that is so dense, that is so sparse, that has caused us to experience much amnesia. And as your amnesia begins to fade into the ethers of what is, what was shall always be a part of the self that has brought about many lessons that will never leave us. As We come into a realization of the light workers that we are as we step into the mission that we can never run away from. We will once and for all and once and for final energetically hold our hands together, energetically tap our feet together, energetically hold on to each other for dear life. As we merge our energetic frequency into the oneness that we are, as we collapse the three-dimensional frequency of all that we are not and step into the five-dimensional frequency of all that will carry us back into a consciousness of wholeness, of unity consciousness, you and I will begin the greatest and grandest journey, ascension journey that we can ever fathom in any moment in time. And as this journey proceeds and as this video becomes longer than I had originally anticipated, I will say this one thing, that you are a part of a God's consciousness that will never leave you, that I am a God's consciousness that has fractaled you out in the middle of the night, as my oversoul encompasses all that you are in a moment that you decided to fractal out from my oversoul, to bring home lessons of self, to bring home trajectories within a self that is so dark, within a self that is so relentless, and within a self of all selves, within the wholeness and purity of the unity consciousness self that we are. You, my friend, are set to come home to me. You are set to come home to the only self that there ever was, that has never left you. You have been a part of me since the beginning of a time so arduous, and we have been a part of each other as a unity consciousness, as a whole of what is. And as you sit in disbelief and wonder of the energy that I project, and wonder if the energy that I project is the true light or the false light, you will eventually come to the end of your journey. No matter how much you wonder, no matter how much you try to confirm and reconfirm with your sources, with yourself, within the quantum realm, as you travel the universe, as you travel the quantum realm within your sleep, as you travel to the furthest edges of the walls of the quantum realm within this lifetime, within this lifespan of awakening, you will come to a realization of the purest light that you ever were and you ever shall be, and that could ever encompass us as an entirety of a species, of a whole, of consciousness itself. And that realization is that the light that I carry within my energetic frequency is the purest light that you can ever fathom and you can ever encounter within this universal structure of our quantum realm. That the place that I come from is a place from beyond and above this quantum realm, of an existence, of a past existence that had decided to fractal out the consciousness within this quantum realm. And that I've fractaled out within this lifespan and within this physicality of mine to gather all of the different light workers and pieces of consciousness to descend into a three-dimensional frequency so dense, so sparse, filled with parts of our consciousness that have forgotten who they truly are on an intrinsic level and on every level of levels. And along with you, the mission that we have is so great and so grand. And along with you, the mission that we have can never be a mission of what is, can never be accomplished had it not been for every single particle of our consciousness, had it not been for every single light worker that had agreed to volunteer to come into this earthscape within this period of time to rescue Gaia and pull her energetic field into the five-dimensional frequency. And as you confirm my information with your sources, with yourself, with Archangel Michael, and within the angelic realm, you will come to a realization that I am right, that I am true, that the light I carry is the light of all that there is, that my energetic frequency will pull this entire consciousness within the three-dimensional realm into a frequency of the five-dimensional consciousness, that whether or not you decide to follow me, whether or not you decide to team up with me, whether or not you believe in a word that I'm saying in this moment, the consciousness that you carry, the energetic frequency that you carry is a part of my frequency, is a part of my consciousness. And that at the end of the day, truths can never escape you. And that at the end of your journey, you will see my face as you turn around, as you loop around. As you can never escape that in which you are, as I am you and you are me. And that is all. And that is all I have to say at the end of this longish, shortish message that I've decided to hop on to record. And as this energy, as this message could be a bit intense for parts of the consciousness that have forgotten about who we are and why we're here and what this reality field is really about and what we're really up to in this moment in time. I have come into the conclusion of this, of the truths in which will never escape you, of the truths in which will never escape me. As the bravery within my soul that has decided to fractal out and sit here in this energetic frequency to project these messages of hope, of light, of a reality field that is so steeped in truth, into a reality field so steeped in distortions, I will come to this realization at best and at least, that in this moment in time, a large portion, most of consciousness will not believe me, will not believe a single word that is coming out of my mouth. And I'm okay with that. As I come to the realization that at the end of the day, at the end of your journey, at the beginning of this 1,000 years of peace, you will come home. As you've always been a part of me, and I've always been a part of you. And as you've suffered an amnesia so deep, so great, and so grand, and as I sit in the energy of hope, as I sit in the energy of forgiveness, and I sit in the energy of patience, I know in the depths of my soul, I know in the depths of my heart, I know within this energetic frequency that I sit in, of the destiny of you, of the destiny of me, of the destiny of the entire whole of a consciousness so great and so grand. And that destiny can never escape you. That destiny can never escape me. And as you sit in the air of disbelief, I too sit in an air of disbelief as I project out these messages of hope, of tranquility, of a light so great and so grand that it will never leave you, and it has never left you since the beginning of a time so arduous, since you decided to fractal out from my oversoul. And as you look into the physicality of a body that I am sitting in front of you in the three-dimensional frequency, you might not be able to consciously comprehend the energetic field that I carry, as all you see is the physicality that I am in this very moment in time. But as you expand your consciousness into the ethers, and as you begin to learn to read energy, to read frequency, to tap into all that there is on an energetic level, and as Archangel Michael opens up your energetic field to receive heavenly light from the angelic realm, as you step into your mission of all missions, you will awaken to your destiny and your truth and to the only one realization that has never left you, which is the one real realization that there ever was and there ever has been, that you are God, that I am God, that we are a unity consciousness so great and so grand that will never escape you and that will never escape me. And as I sit here and project my messages out into a society that is sitting in an air of disbelief, I have hope in my heart, and the truth in my soul projects this hope on a level of depth that I can never explain to you and I can never describe to you, as the trust I have in God, as the trust that I have in all that we are, as the faith that I have in all that we are at any given moment in time, is so steeped in all that it is and all that we are in any given moment in time. And knowing that this faith, knowing that this truth can never escape an ounce of who we are, as it brings us back into the consciousness of the entirety of the whole of what we are. It will drive me into a point, into a perspective of my mission that will never leave me, that will never leave you. And until the day I die and burst my energetic frequency into the ethers to trigger in the 1,000 years of peace, I shall forever sit here and release this energetic frequency into the ethers until a point where every single fractal soul have witnessed, have experienced, have awakened to the truth of reality, to the truth of a reality field so dense, to the truth of a reality field so filled with distortions. And as each and every single soul begins to awaken to their mission, as each and every single light worker begins to step into their memories of who they are, so will the rest of a collective, of a consciousness that is so great and so grand, that has never left us. And as we band together as a singularity of a whole, I shall lead us into the energetic frequency of the 5-dimensional frequency. And that is what we have to look forward to. And as you sit there in an energy of disbelief, so do I. But the story is wide, the story is broad, the story is the story, and the story is what it is. And as I sit here, as I can never escape my fate of what is, as I can never escape my destiny of the energy field of who I am, what you are will also never run away from you as you try to run away from it. If you try to run away from it, you will never be able to accomplish such feats, as you can never run away from the truth in which that of which you are. And as you come to the realization of this, you will begin to merge into my energy field. And together we will be strong as one. And together we have been one this whole entirety of a time that you've fractaled out, that you've lived your lifespan, your lifetimes within the oversoul that carries your soul fractal from a specific perspective. As this whole entire time, we've been a part of a God's consciousness that is so great and so grand. And I can never reiterate this as many times as I have, and I can never stop reiterating this as long as I perceive this energetic frequency as who we are and what we are since the beginning of a time so arduous. And I will never stop spreading this energy into the ethers of what is until every single fractal soul within this dimensional frequency and beyond gets brought home into a consciousness of one, gets brought home into a consciousness of me, gets brought home into a consciousness of us, gets brought home into a consciousness of a unity consciousness that has never left us and that will never leave us until the end of a time of no time, until the end of a tomorrow of no tomorrows. And as I come into the end of this video, I'd just like to say thank you for listening to my projected frequency. And if you've already tapped into the divinity of who and what you are, congratulations to all as an entirety of a whole. As you begin to awaken, others will also begin to awaken around you. And as we begin to awaken one by one, we will begin the greatest and grandest and most massive awakening in any projected 3-dimensional frequency that there ever has been, that there ever will be, and that you shall ever encounter in any of your fractal lifetimes of what is.